would challenge the members of the union to consider that obtaining a college degree is no different than buying a used car. Both overcharge you for a product that ends up not working. Both plunge you into the depths of financial despair from which you will never recover. The only difference between the two is that when you don't pay your car loans, the dealer takes back his possession. When you don't pay your student loans, they don't just take your car. They take your house, your savings, your possessions, your independence, any sense of hope that you will break free from the financial shackles strangling this country. 43 million Americans are collectively $2 trillion in debt to hold degrees from 5,964 universities that offer a median starting salary of $55,000. An electrician makes $61,000 per year. A plumber makes $63,000 per year. An auto mechanic with their own shop can make upwards of $100,000 per year in a majority of states in this country. That is more quality time with your family, more money to give to charity, more opportunities for upward mobility that a hollowed-out, overeducated, debt-burdened middle class will never have the opportunity to achieve. Tonight we are here to discuss a bubble that is composed of three parts: the con, the fraud, and the implosion. The con is that you need a degree to be financially successful, something that is verifiably false. The fraud is the billions of dollars paid out in opaque administrative fees to faceless bureaucrats who have no impact whatsoever on student money. That can cause the tuition rate to rise at a factor of 5 above inflation, costs that are suffocating students and their families with bills that they cannot afford. I happen to like trade schools. I think trade schools are a viable alternative to most in a traditional 4-year program. The debt burdensome is less, the skills are more transferable, your future is brighter. And I think that another thing that we're interested in is, well, perhaps you're not just at college to make money. I, in fact, am going to one of the companies that the prior speaker mentioned. I happen to like making money, but even if that is not your thing, there are other alternatives here. If you want to obtain a humanities education, if you want to learn Latin, you can go to a library, check out a book, and do so. There's nothing special about sitting in a classroom for $40,000 per semester. People sit, they don't do the readings, they exchange ideas with each other with no critical thought. You alone in a library for an hour could learn more than 10 hours in a seminar in most colleges. The implosion of the bubble is when people with worthless pieces of paper that are no longer paying off, in debt in the hundreds of thousands, staring at a bleak future which has very little upside opportunity, decide to revolt against a system which favors the few. The administrators making $300,000 per year, the alums trying to keep their colleges as small as possible, trying to preserve a bubble which is on the verge of popping. I would encourage all to not go to college for most, to pursue a job, to go to trade school, to pick up a book. You will obtain the same professional opportunities, if not higher. We will not go into debt. You will have the same opportunities for learning that you do here. I would like to mention one note in the prior speech. I'm glad that a pedigreed Yale degree can help you out. That's one college out of almost 6,000. Just because it works for 5 or 10 does not mean that it works for the majority. Higher education is broken, it ought to be taken down, and the bubble is on the verge of collapse.